Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm pleased to host today's session of Diversity and Inclusion Chat Series. In this series, we talk about DEI with world leaders and talk about how we can bring diversity and inclusion at workplace. Today, my honored guest is Sri Parasuram Ramamoorthi, sir, the chairman at Velvi and pioneer and thought leader in the autism space in India. Sri Ramamurthy ji works in the field of drama for autism, conducting workshops in many countries, including USA, UK, Germany, and India. He is also published poetry and author. His latest book, Artability, Creative Arts and Disabilities, is now available to order. With that, Ramamurthy ji, welcome to the show, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Nish. And you have had a beautiful morning. Blessed
Yes,
are you.
thank you. Yes, sir. It's an early morning. It's 5:30, and I see a little bit of light sun coming up. Early morning.
Yep,
It's a beautiful morning. So thank you, sir,
yep,
and good afternoon again. Um,
yep.
so, based on I'm really first of all, thank you for all amazing work you've been doing for decades. With that, tell us a little bit about your journey in the area of autism and a little bit about Velvi also, meaning of Velvi, because that's the
Yeah,
first thing
yeah,
when I met. I asked you, so
yeah,
please,
yeah.
thank you.
Uh, Rather, 50 years ago, I started my journey as a teacher of English, then switched over to teacher of theater director, professor, teaching students. I was we were a group of 6 or 7 people who founded the Velvi. Our aim then was, I think it was in the year 1988 or 89. Then it was basically art awareness, culture, Indian arts, particularly taking it to the all over the world, globe. So before I was talking to Dara about a marvelous actor, Mallika Sarabhai from Ahmedabad, with whom we had collaborated and we were about to produce. That was the time immediately after Peter Brook's Mahabharat. It was these tours and visits that I went to a school in England to teach theater for them. And children were very happy and they were participating, except one child. I didn't understand. This was immediately after the millennium, 2001 or 2. I asked the teacher. The teacher said, he has autism. I said, I heard it as autism, not autism, but autism. Later, she corrected me and said, no, it's autism. Then I began to research, spend all my energy on that, and found out there were very few people in the world doing theater with people with autism. So I said, there are good many playwrights in India, directors in India, they can take care of Indian theater, but I need to do something for these children with autism. I need to help them with drama. And I was sure that a drama will help them. Because in theater, when we cast somebody, we don't see the deficits of that person. We see the strength of that person and cast him.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
He
And
may be, he may not even walk properly, and you know, a guy who is limping can become a sakuni. It fits with the role.
yeah,
Or he may even just play tabla and violin and compose the music for the play. That is how I began to step into the world of autism and theater. And I'm very happy that I stepped in, leaving aside all my other work, writing occasionally, but my major work became drama for autism. And I'm so happy I have lived a good life so far, helping probably about 5,000 children all over the universe. And this is something which I'm so happy and proud of. All
yes,
the
sir.
7 continents, we have
We are having some audio video
yeah,
difficulties.
yeah, yeah. No,
Okay,
no, no. Somebody was
please
trying to call
continue.
me. Yeah.
Okay, please
So
continue,
what
sir.
happened was that we have students across the globe. We have students across the globe in all the 7 continents who get trained and who have been working with children, who have been training the parents. And so this became, I would say, achievement for me. My theater work reached people in India, people in few places, but my drama for autism has reached, I think, all the 7 continents. I'm happy
Beautiful,
about it.
beautiful,
So
beautiful.
Velvi is means young, young,
Mhm.
something we do for the peace and love of humanity. This drama for autism became an yajna. So we are here.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, sir. Your contribution to the society is truly appreciated, and some of the things which you have shared with us that truly reflects, your curiosity, your passion to learn and explore, and one of the very I would say important thing which I have learned, that what you really did was you picked up the basic principles of diversity and inclusion, right? And say, let's focus on their strength and help them manage their weaknesses. That's what we talk about when we talk about disability
Yep.
inclusion or autism. So that's a basic principle you took, and you implemented that for drama and for theaters, and that is so beautiful. So thank you for explaining this in detail. So what in during this journey, and I can also say that, that truly reflects your personality and your empathetic approach towards social cause or any some of those challenges. So why do you feel empathy is important in workplace? If we change the gears a little bit and connect that to the workplace,
Yeah,
please share your
right.
thoughts.
Yeah. I have always felt empathy is related to work. A good workspace means it is an empathetic space. If work is important, empathy is also important. I have had such workspaces where there was absolute empathy, very good relationship, and I have also had colleagues or boss who was not empathetic, who were not empathetic, and my work suffered. So I put an equation: empathetic workspace, beautiful workspace. Empathetic workspace, productive workforce. This is important because the work is being done by somebody. Work is a doer. Somebody is doing it. And this somebody has a self.
Mhm.
This somebody has a personality. And this personality or self is important, and that is reflected in the work. If
Mhm.
he has no self or personality, that work will not be there.
Yeah.
They are not robots or automatons.
Mhm.
They are persons with identity, human feeling, energy. And so I will say it is a responsibility of the company to see to it that he or she, his or her personality is disregarded or insulted or humiliated in such a way that it reflects on the work. The work will have then negative energy. So, when I walk into my theater space, all my actors, all my actors say, aha, this is a vibrating energy. But if I don't respond properly to that, they understand something is wrong with Ram.
Mhm.
Maybe Ram is tired today. Maybe Ram is sad today. Maybe Ram is exhausted. So we will give him a break and say, sir, we will take care. Today's rehearsals, we will take care. You don't worry. Go and sit and relax. Have a smoke. Go ahead. This, on the part of the actors, tells me that they understand me, they understand myself, personality, and the state I'm currently walking into my workspace.
Mhm.
Let us say an employee who is always late comes early. Aren't you concerned about him? Don't you think Why is he early today? Or the regular employee comes late.
Mhm.
Then you start thinking, why? What is wrong with him? Would you like to go walk up to him and say, Morning, how are you today? Shall we have a cup of coffee? You probably would take him along and walk. So, this we call it an empathetic workspace.
Yeah, yeah.
But in the working system today, quite often we don't have that kind of a space, which is very important, which affects both our work space as well as the employee. That's why I feel we should have a very comfortable, empathetic workspace.
So, sir, talking about empathy, how do you see that importance? We know it is important for everyone, but when it comes to hiring people on the autism spectrum, or people with other visible,
Yeah,
invisible
yeah,
disabilities, how is that
yeah,
related at the
yeah,
workplace?
yeah. Now, when I started this journey of autism, many people thought that based on the neurological studies and the theory of mind explanations, that people with autism do not imagine, do not have the power to imagine, do not empathize with others,
Mm.
do not care for others. And one of the reasons they said this person does not look at you. This person does not look at your eyes. How can he understand what is happening to you? So he has no empathy.
Yeah.
By and large, now neuroscience research has evolved. And very recently, I was very happy to listen to Simon Baron Cohen, who was initially 15 years ago, who said they lack imagination, they can't have empathy. He has come around and said, now there
Mm.
are some people among the autism community and other disabilities who have the ability to empathize. Now,
Hmm.
who are these people? The ability to empathize. These are the people who are very creative. They have imagination. They very often some of these guys, whenever I go for a workshop after 1 or 2 days, they will start imitating me.
Yeah.
They'll speak like me and walk like me or make hand gestures like me. So these people can easily understand and empathize.
Mm.
They merely do not look at your action.
Yeah.
They are able to go behind your action and see your intention. Even if you reprimand them, for instance, they begin to see, why is he reprimanding me? Is it because I'm staying late, or is it because my work is not completed in time? That intention behind an action they are able to see. And when they are able to see the intention behind the action, they are great empathizers. And it is important for uh, the company also to see them with the same perspective. Okay, he is
Yeah.
late or he sits late. He doesn't leave the office. He doesn't leave the office because he had a plan to do certain amount of work that day, and that he will do and only leave. Another good characteristic of them is they don't multitask like some of us. They are so focused, they are so organized, they have no time for multitasking. I
Love it.
sit and paint. So until I finish my painting, nothing else is important to me. Nothing else is important to me. Not my lunch, not my dinner, not my coffee, not my smoke. Anything other than the painting is not important to me. So that is why, and when we understand that, we don't tell them, why are you sitting late? When we know that,
Yeah.
we don't say that. Yeah,
So, sir, I have one experience and story I would love to share because this is
yeah,
exactly what I went through about 6 years ago when we hired first neurodivergent person at
mm,
Rangam in US,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
was observing, as you rightly said, empathetic observation, and I saw that he was working every day late. So I went one day and I went to him and I said, why you are working so late every day? I'm here only once in a while, late evening, but you are every
yeah,
time whenever I'm here, you are
yeah,
here. He said, but
yeah,
I have a whole list to finish. I said, oh my God, wait,
yeah,
that list, you don't have to finish that today. So since that day, for last 6 years, I've been working with this individual as a personal coach, and started having my weekly calls, or twice a week calls, and say, okay, goal of that call is don't do this, don't do this, do this. Top priorities is this for next 3 days, and since then, because that's how people on the spectrum they work. So thank you for sharing that amazing
yeah,
thing. So I just remember, how I went through that journey of learning. um,
yeah,
so really, thank you. And that another thing which you fact mentioned is the multitasking and the focus.
yeah.
That is so true. So thank you for sharing. Uh,
And they
Ramamurthy,
don't tell lies.
that's
They don't
right.
tell lies, which
That's right.
is a great asset for the company. They don't tell you, I got caught in the traffic. They say, I'm late
I'm late
because
because
I
I woke
got
up
up late.
late. I
I
woke up
woke up late.
late.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I
Yes,
woke up late, so I'm late,
yes, yes.
right? So it's very easy to deal with them
That's
if
right.
you understand them. And the entire workforce in the company should understand, because some of my young men went to certain companies, and after a week or so they came back saying, I'm not happy there. They are not happy because the other employees do not understand their invisible disability or even a visible disability. How to make it accessible to the company means the employees. How to make them accessible to this young person with a disability. I was doing some work with certain companies in India, and we used to say, let us set up a time for just 10 minutes of role play.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 10 minutes a week. And if the employees like it more, 10 minutes twice a week. And this is the time where every employee can role play.
Okay.
He can set up and say, I'm so and so, like the Spider Man. And once you see that, he also plays a role. He comes and says, look, I'm a potter. Now, this will help the employees in the organization to understand each other, develop that kind of empathy. So it becomes possible for this person with a disability to feel that, okay, I'm in good company. I love this. I love my job. My colleagues are good. They are happy. I'm happy. This should happen in every organization. It should happen. Now, we do that. Organizations do that, but probably more in the uh, fun way,
Mm.
partying and all that. But with a sense that this company should become more inclusive. Diversity is our motto. That way, if you develop that party also, it will become great.
That is exactly before we conclude, I wanted to ask you that what would be your advice? So you already mentioned a couple of points on how do we create that empathetic culture at workplace. So you mentioned one is the role play, which I'm going to definitely take that idea and explore that within Rangam.
Yeah.
You also mentioned how do we do these parties and entertainment and get the have that theme. Ramamurthy sir, any other advice to leaders and
Like,
organizations?
let's play the game of love. Like that. Let's play the game of empathy.
Yes,
Now,
yes,
it so happens that even sons and daughters do not understand what we are going through.
yeah.
Very neurotypical young people.
Hmm.
So, the reason why it is important is that I have to go behind your face. There is something else. I think all neurotypical people wear a mask as they come out of their bedroom in the morning and probably remove it when they sleep. That Soren Kierkegaard said, at midnight hour, we unmask. And so it is easy to please us. It is easy to make us happy. They are also have been very, but people with autism do not wear the mask. They come and tell you on your face, Ram, your t-shirt is not nice. And not only that, doesn't stop there. Next morning when he meets me, he brings me a good t-shirt or what he thinks is good on me.
Reva,
So
very nice.
that is the, and lean their shoulders, head on their shoulders. So, Dara, Dara,
No, Ramamurthy sir, we got disconnected. So please continue.
yeah,
Please continue.
yeah.
Yes.
Uh, one time at Bangalore, I think, when we were having the festival of autism, one boy was very happy and is very good painter. He danced, and somehow he could not keep up with the music, and he fell down. So I was the one who went and picked up, and people were trying to ask him, "What do you want? What happened?" I just took him away to my room and made him sit, gave him a glass of water, and said, "Sleep, rest." Empathy is an action. That's a difference between empathy and sympathy is empathy is
So
an
nice.
action that is quite different. We can even say, "Oh, we're so sorry," and walk away.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is sympathy, probably. But empathy
Absolutely.
requires you to stand by him and sit with him, give him a glass of water. Maybe he needs some medicine or something. That is empathy. That
Ramamurthy
should
sir,
be there in our workspace.
so nice. It was just wonderful, wonderful concluding message. I truly appreciate your wisdom, your time you came and you share your wisdom with us. It's so true. Empathy is truly as an action. And that is so true at the workplace when we all talk about diversity and inclusion. Either it's a gender diversity or it's a disability inclusion,
Yeah,
no matter what,
yeah,
it's about all about
yeah,
person's abilities, it's about person's strength, and how do we take action and make those adjustment and work with each other in an empathetic way. That is so powerful, amazing. Thank you so much again for joining us today. I truly
Thank you.
appreciate your
Thank you.
wisdom and
Thank you, Nish. Thank
this
you,
advice.
Nish.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
And thank
you.
you, everyone, for
Bye.
joining today. And we'll continue this conversation next week, same time, same place. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy. Things are getting better in terms of COVID and some of the healthcare crisis in India. Hopefully, we will be
Yes.
all overcome this crisis soon. So, Ramamurthy, sir, thank you. Stay healthy and
Thank you. Thank you, Nish. Thank you,
thank you.
Dora. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.